We have analyzed the air pollution in 3 different continents: Europe, Asia, and Africa. For this, we have used an animation. Firstly, we have seen that in Europe the country with the biggest emission is Serbia. And this is because several industries had internal combustion engine, and the air particles are mostly full of carbon dioxide, so the air is toxic. This action affects to the Europeans, due to the fact that their airway getting fanned and the air that they breathe is thick with dust.
Secondly, we have examined that Niger is the country with the biggest population in Africa, by reason of warm air mass. This happens when developed countries emit carbon dioxide particles by the exhausted pipes. After the emission, the P super is transported thanks to the wind to other parts. This is why Arabian Saudi's smog is moved to Niger. Thirdly, the country that is mostly affected by the pollution in Asia is China. The dust is suspended in the air, and this has an important impact in Chinese health. They inhale the heat, inflicting lung problems, and the people who has asthma is strongly involved. Finally, we arrive to the conclusion that step by step we are destroying our world, and the people don't realize the importance that entails. We have reached to the situation that people has to go with anti-pollution masks and get nebulizer treatment.
Air carrying factors have a lot of effect in the creation of cancer in the lungs. First of all, when the air is polluted, it contains PM 2.5 microparticles. This causes that when someone breathes this contaminated air, those microparticles causes mutations in their genes. We have 2 types of genes that affect on cancer: proto-oncogenes and tumor suppressor genes.
Tumor suppressor genes cause some enzymes and proteins to slow down the unregulated cell growth, and others detect abnormalities in cells. And if there is an abnormality in one of them, it can encourage cellular repair or just kill it. These enzymes prevent cancer developing. When mutations happen in these genes, they become non-functional, so that cancer develops very fast. If just one copy gene is mutated, there is no effect in the cell, because the other copy will do the work. But if both are mutated, the tumor suppressor no longer codes for any working protein, and this means that this cell can divide without regulation.
Proto-oncogenes code for proteins are involved in promoting cell growth and development. They are like accelerator in a cell. They make them grow faster. When proto-oncogenes mutate, they become oncogenes. This mutation causes the continuous growth of the cells, and they also promote cell growth even if those would probably halt the cell growth cycle. And only one copy of a proto-oncogene is required to promote unregulated cell growth.
If a cell growth is no longer controlled, it will divide quickly and without control, forming a tumor. And lots of tumors can cause the death of the person.
We have analyzed Durango's air quality, and for that we use some charts and pertinent web page which appears the air quality monitoring station. Firstly, we take parents of Durango's air pollution, and we saw in that floating dust that is composed by nitrogen oxide, NOx, generic term for the nitrogen oxide, some particulate matter, PM, and carbon dioxide, CO2. After take that information, we start drawing graphs and mathematical function, taking into account the peaks that it has, a calculation the daily average. Secondly, we calculate the amount of heat in the atmosphere that breathe the citizens, and wasn't important if they were pollutants or not. 1,328 milligrams per hour each individual. This was a big problem, and we analyzed from where this started: traffic, chimney industry. The problems that it harmful substance cause are cardiovascular disease, breathing problems, lung cancer, and bad symptoms.
Thirdly, we focus in the engine of the automobiles. As all we know, there are 2 types of combustion: diesel and gasoline. We are not able to say which is the best one, but we know that both of them are damaging our atmosphere in different ways, and that's why one of them is more worthy. We are using gasoline since the 70s, and it's an evidence that the amount of carbon dioxide that it emits this engine system is abundant. However, diesel engines emit another type of pollution, NOx and PM 2.5, that nowadays are more dangerous than the carbon dioxide one. We are positive looking ahead the future, due to the new system of catalysts that we are going on. Along these years, we have a rewarding improve, and the amount of trash that emit this engine is lower. So, what is better? Gasoline, diesel? The functioning of the engine is different. The gasoline, it vaporizes easily, so the mixed with the air is more efficiently. And it's very easy to make mechanical energy with an easy spark. Nevertheless, diesel doesn't mix properly with the air, so it needs higher temperatures to make instant combustion. The mix occurs during the combustion, and this is worse for the working of the engine. On the other hand, with gasoline, the mix is made before and helps to keep the engine in a good way.
Finally, we arrive to the supposition that air quality in Durango is bad for our health. These components that are in the air are influenced badly due to the fact that produce symptoms like lung cancer, breathing problems, cardiovascular disease. We make some hypotheses to find the solution, the use of the anti-pollution mask, nebulizer treatment, but the most important thing is to reduce our personal consumption.